Hello students. So last time we started with lesson number 3 of civics, the union executive. So according to the reduced syllabus by ICSE board, we have done Prime Minister of India, his appointment, tenure, powers and position. Then formation and organization of Council of Ministers. So our last topic is distinction between the Council of Ministers and the Cabinet. So let us start with our topic. So first of all, what is cabinet? So earlier we used the name of a ministry and cabinet interchangeably, but in reality this word cabinet come into our Indian Constitution with 44th amendment in the year of 1979. So what is this cabinet or what is cabin? So generally we used to say one office where one particular table is there where one officer will sit, and towards the another side of that table few other important persons will be there that will attend the meeting or conversation with that officer. So that is cabinet. Similarly, when we are talking about cabinet minister, we are talking about Prime Minister of India with few very important ministers of his ministry. So now understood, of his ministry means entire ministers and cabinet means a small group of ministers. Okay, then so the cabinet and the Council of Ministers, they are having few differences. So let us start with that differences. First of all, the Council of Ministers consists of all categories of ministers. So what are those all categories? So we are having three categories of ministers. First category is of cabinet ministers, second is of minister of state, and third category is of deputy ministers. So the cabinet, on the other hand, is a smaller group consisting of some near about 25 senior ministers. All cabinet members or all cabinet ministers are ministers, but all ministers are not cabinet members. It means, for example, if we are having 250 ministers, it doesn't mean all those 250 are cabinet ministers. Among those 250, near about 25 will be the cabinet members. But all these cabinet members are the member of entire ministry. In the day-to-day working of the government, the Council of Ministers as a whole rarely meets. It means the entire ministry near about never meets generally, but cabinet, their meetings are frequently there. Then cabinet ministers attend meetings of cabinet, but other ministers can't. It's okay if any minister of state is invited to attend the meeting, then only he can attend. But when we are talking about junior or deputy ministers, deputy minister means a junior minister that will work under one particular minister. So that deputy minister is not having the authority to attend the cabinet meeting even that particular minister was invited. Yes, exceptions are there. If very extraordinary situation is there, then that person can attend the meeting. Then in Indian Constitution, it is written that Council of Ministers will be there, that will be there to aid and advise our president. But in reality, what is there? President is there to act on the advice of cabinet of ministers. So here we can judge now these cabinet ministers are having the how much important position. So says the Council of Ministers as a whole rarely meets, and the cabinet ministers generally meet together. So all kind of activities that are consulted or that are required to consult will be consulted with that cabinet and Prime Minister of India. Then from this explanation, we can say that the cabinet is an inner body within the council of ministers, and it acts in the name of council of ministers and exercise all powers on its behalf. So up to this our topic is over. Then next power and functions are reduced in our syllabus now. Then there is a little difference, not we can say difference, there is a responsibilities. Our ministers are responsible to our parliament, mainly to Lok Sabha. If they are not responsible, maybe they will not do their work properly. So this responsibility is of two types. One is collective responsibility and another one is individual. When we are talking about collective, it means the responsibility of the entire ministry. When we are talking about individual, it means we are talking about one particular minister. So let us start with collective responsibility. So under Article 75(3) in Indian Constitution, it is written that Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the House of People. House of People means Lok Sabha. The ministers are responsible to the Lok Sabha not as individual alone but collectively also, means both individuals as well as all the ministers are responsible towards Lok Sabha. Then the member of cabinet swim and sink together. It means, for example, one particular political party is in power and their ministers will swim. Swim means they are enjoying their power, they are running the government, and they will sink together. Sink means they will lose all the powers together. When a decision has been taken by the cabinet, every minister has to stand by it without hesitation. It means, for example, in particular cabinet meeting, one decision was taken, but other ministers were not there to attend the meeting. They can't say that we were not there when this decision was taken. They are the member, so they are the member of that decision also. And whether one particular member attend the meeting but he was not agree with that particular decision, even he can't say that I am not with that, as they will swim together and they are collectively responsible for the everything done by their ministry. Then secondly, so this is under this collective responsibility, they are having a kind of control. Secondly, how they can put a control with the no confidence motion. So what is no confidence? It means opposition political party's leader can move no confidence motion in Lok Sabha. So no confidence means they are not having required number of seats. Number of seats means number of members that are required or that were required to form the government. So when this motion is there and after the debate over this motion, Speaker of Lok Sabha will put the motion to vote. So after that vote, if ruling party got more than or at least required number of votes, then that no confidence motion will dismissed. If they are not able to score the required number of votes, then that no confidence motion will be passed and entire ministry will resign. Then new elections will be there, new government will be choose. Then the individual responsibility, it means individually each and every minister is responsible for whatever he done in his department or ministry. So it is written, they hold office during, they means the ministers, during the pleasure of the president. It means till the time or till the date our president is happy with their work, they will enjoy their power. But when we are talking about till the president's wish, it means president will work according to the advice given by Prime Minister of India. It means indirectly till the pleasure of Prime Minister of India. Okay, then president for their undesirable activities. So what are those undesirable activities? Like a breach of oath, means they break down the laws, whatever they oath when they enter in their office, or when they got the opportunity to run the government. Then, however, in these matters, the president act on the, as I told you, on the advice of Prime Minister of India. But if some minister has done something wrong, then the Prime Minister will ask, or he can ask him or her to resign. So, and that minister readily does. Why? Because they, or he or she, will be there till the pleasure of President of India, or till the pleasure of Prime Minister of India. Okay, then another way, that is, every minister is obliged to answer questions pertaining to his department. It means he is bound to answer each and every question that is related to his department. Means pertaining to his department, means that is related to his department. Then are the methods by which Parliament ensures ministerial responsibility. So few methods are there. First method is to put to ministers questions which should be properly answered. Like we are having question hour. So when question is asked from a minister, and he must give that answer. Then questions give MPs some measures of control over executive. Moving and adjournment motion. So this is another method. Adjournment motion means, for example, one particular debate or discussion is going on in the house, but some urgent requirement is there, then that particular matter that was moving or that was going on, that will be, for the time being, that will dismiss, and another required matter will be discussed in the house. That is known as adjournment motion. When adjournment motion is passed, it means that government is not capable to run the administration of our country. That's why that is required, to stop that whatever discussion was going on, as some urgent problem is there. So why problem is there? Because government was not capable to run the administration properly. Then is the censor motion. So censor motion can be started against one particular individual minister or against a group of ministers. So when censor motion is passed, then particular minister or group of ministers will resign. Then is the no confidence motion. Already we have discussed under collective responsibility. So under these measures, our government or our ministers, whether they are consular ministers or cabinet ministers, they are responsible towards Lok Sabha. So with this, our chapter is complete over here. Take a reading, try to get the meaning, and if any doubt is there, you can ask. Thank you.